Good evening everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'm really pleased to share with you tonight a little junk journal that I've made as a gift for a friend who's going into hospital soon for an operation and will have a bit of an extended recovery period afterwards. So I wanted to make something that would bring her lots of joy, a really nice little gift to give her with lots of hidden things that she can find as she rests and recuperates and looks through the junk journal, as well as a place where she can add her own bits and pieces and thoughts if she wants to. But I wanted to add lots of lovely features to it so it's enjoyable as a gift in and of itself without even using it necessarily as a journal. So it's here in front of you there. I'm planning to present it just with this material ribbon, which is just a piece of, I think it was a piece of denim-y type woven fabric that's been torn down and then allowed the frayed edges just to like create a really lovely effect on it. So I just tied that in a bow. You can attach ribbons like this to the actual junk journal itself, but in this case I want to keep it separate so that the junk journal can actually be displayed separately from the ribbon if that's how they would like to display it. So, making sure I'm staying on camera, and the rain is starting outside, so hopefully it doesn't get too loud. If it does, I'll just have to re-record this video. So on the front cover, I've got paper, fabric, little words out of a book which spell out a little book of beauty, and then I've got stamps that have been done on actually an old pillowcase, so just a cotton. So I've got a script stamp here, a flower stamp, and another little heart stamp. I've had that heart stamp for a really long time. This is just one of the Kmart stamps, and this script stamp I've had for a really long time as well. I've also used some heavy duty Japanese fabric ribbon, so it's much more heavy duty than a normal washi. And also on the back, this is a more, not a fabric one, but more of a sort of a plasticized papery one. And on the spine I've also got another one of the floral stamps, which I think again is a Kmart stamp. And then on the back I've got another stamp with handmade with love and a decoupaged part of a serviette. So just using the top layer of the serviette and attaching that on, and you can actually see the paper underneath. And then I've just reinforced the sides and then the edges just with some fabric that passes over, but we'll get to the back a bit later on. So, opening it up, I've tried to use really bright and vibrant colours, so not going for a sort of a vintage subdued look, but really bright but with some vintage elements in it. So this is an old wrapping paper that I had. I actually started out putting that all over, but it was a bit too much. So I actually redid the cover after I'd done the first one. And that's a great thing with junk journaling. You can just keep tweaking it until you get it to your desired state. And so another stamp that I've had for a long time of two little kids on a swing on a tree. Again, just stamped on fabric and then stuck on. I actually just used the UHU stick, UHU stick for this, and I find that it actually works fantastically even for fabric. Now on this page I've used an origami paper and I've created just a little slit style pocket, so when I put the two bits of paper together I made sure not to stick it down, so I just stuck down the edges around here to create an internal pocket between the two sides. And then I've got a little quote card, someone can write on the back if they want to, that goes in the pocket, and a little cupid down there, so that's got a bit of a theme of love on the quote and in the pocket. So I'm going to push this in so that just the ribbon sticks up out of the pocket, giving a sense that there's something else there. And what I did was just put on this little foil cutout on this side to cover where I had put the slit across the page. This page, just used some tissue paper that had the word beauty on it, some washi tape as well, just in the theme of gold. And then I used my gold stamp to just dab on some goldy gleaminess. On this page, I've got a little side pocket or side tuck. I've got an envelope with a little cutout, and then I've got just a little fold out piece of paper in here that can be written on. It's probably going to take me a long time to take out and put everything back in, but bear with me. And then I just put a piece of the same fabric that I used on the cover just to sort of link it there. In this next one, I've used a beautiful old vintage encyclopedia which had a section on prominent people. Now the person I'm gifting this to has a dog called Dante, and so I found the page that had Dante on it, and I've popped that in, as well as a little business card I had from a restaurant called Dante's, and then a little card with a stamp on it of a dog. So I thought that's a nice little thing. And then D for Dante, and the ribbon that I've placed down here points to where it talks about the famous person named Dante. Now I've created some pockets along the bottom here, and I actually created it from using a larger piece of scrapbooking paper. So it was one of those big squares of scrapbooking paper, and I folded that up to form the pocket there. So that's how I created that, and then also have an extra little fold over here because it was bigger than the size that I actually needed. So I've got another little bit of paper, and I've used a cutter just to do the corners in most cases so that they're rounded. I've got one of those little choppy punches that does a variety of different rounded corners. In here I've got a little, it was originally on a piece of Blue Illusion clothing, so a little taggy thing that I think held the threads and spare buttons. So I put a little label on it for Q for Queen Elizabeth. So in the encyclopedia it's talking about Elizabeth between 1533 and 1603, and then Elizabeth born 1926. So there you go. And then on the other side, yeah, just got a stamp. And I guess in the year that our Queen Elizabeth passed, yeah, nice little memory in there. And then the person I'm gifting it to, their name starts with E, so I've used a piece of cork cut out from the reverse art truck that you might have heard me talk about before, as well as a little golden E letter. Now over here, actually I think that page, yeah, there we go, like that. I was wondering why it wasn't folding perfectly. Over here I've used another serviette. I think these ones were gifted to me from my partner's mum, and so just the top layer of that decoupaged onto the page, onto the back of the scrapbooking fabric. Here's a photo I took of the market in Marrakesh with all the beautiful Moroccan lights. So I actually had a fair few of these photos printed out. I think I was using them as Christmas cards at one stage. And so I've just put that as a little flip, and I've decorated on the back with some brown paper from our baguettes we get from the French bakery, and then another serviette there, and potentially that can be written on as well, and you could also put something behind to write on. And then another bit of that same serviette up the top. On this page, again, it's part of that origami paper, and then I've used part of a Japanese bag to make this little flippy double pocket. So there's a pocket created in here by folding, and there's a pocket created at the back as well, and in that back pocket I've got a nice strawberry and raspberry tea that can be enjoyed while my friend is recuperating, and then a little card writing spot that tucks in here. And I've done some stitching, just hand stitching along this side to stitch it in and still give it that ability to open up. And then there's a nice little label sticker there. I need to just give it a clean. It's catching a weird thing in the light. Then over here I've got another piece of origami fabric with, paper. I work with fabrics, I get confused when I'm talking about paper or fabric. And a beautiful little label. This one was from a Kiki K set, and the stickers were also from that same set. These little polar bears, I think I bought those in Japan at their version of the $2 store, which I think is called Can Do, which is even better than Daiso. And then a bit of a "You're amazing" to let my friend know that we think she is awesome. Coming over to this page, I'm picking up a bit of a gardening theme, because gardening is something that makes me happy, and I think the whole thing of plants growing can bring people joy and flowers. So I've used a transfer here of a plant and a spade, some flower stickers that I've had for the longest time, some other vintage sort of or deco style stickers, I guess, and then the cutest little envelope from Kiki K. It was in one of their kits and you fold it up, but you could use that as a template to make your own as well. And then I bet this isn't going to come out, is it? Come on. Probably not pulling the right bit of it. Oops, I think I've just broken the envelope. I'll have to stick that back together, make sure it comes out a bit more easily. And it's a rainbow chard, and you'll see in a few pages I've actually got, and I've said flip forward for seeds with a little sticker there. So I'm just going to pop that back in, and then I'll need to remember to fix it. So I might actually just pop that up the top and fix it after the video. And that little envelope tucks into this little belly band tuck spot. And then another page, some quotes, hope, taken out of an old book, using a doily, some bright stickers as well, another quote on hope. And then on this page, just some beautiful paper. These are actually from the Epson printables. So I got a new Epson printer this week, which is super exciting. So I can do lots of fabulous things. And it comes with a whole range of free printables, which are really lovely designs. This is a limited edition Japanese design that's available from Epson, and so I had fun printing out lots of papers, and I've used quite a few of them in here. There could even be some that were earlier on. I think mainly they were the origami papers earlier on. And so I've used, because the paper printed out A4 and this is a smaller journal, I've with many cases folded them or used the parts that were left over to make additional pockets or tuck spots. This was a natio tag, which I've just covered up natio and made it into a little writing tag, a little sticker behind, and that can just sit on there, and then it could be used as a decoration or a card. Another little one. This side I've left open, and this side I just stuck down there and then put in a little fold out writing spot with some more lovely punching. Now I got those punches off Facebook Marketplace for a really great price, so you can buy secondhand things and just really quickly build up your stash. This was a cutout of a snowflake that I just found in my paper supplies when sorting out a box, so it's a really good way in junk journaling just to use things that you have on hand. So I've used some fabric. This was from an old dress, an Indian block printed dress, some more stickers from Kiki K, some paper flowers that I've had for the longest time, since earlier scrapbooking days, and then just a little tag that can be written on, or a quote added to or something, and attached again, I think just with a Blue Illusion piece of label thread. Heading over here, I've added in some photos to give my friends some smiles. So this is our puppy, Travis the pup, with one of his big soft toys. And my friend absolutely loves Travis, so I'm sure she'll get a smile when she turns to this page. As I mentioned before, in this little envelope, it refers to silver beet, and I've got some silver beet or rainbow chard seeds with a little plant me. And again, I've just created that pocket by doing the slit across and then sticking it down to form a pocket between the two pages. Over here, I've got another Blue Illusion. We seem to be on a bit of a Blue Illusion theme. A Blue Illusion tag, which I've decorated with torn bits of paper, and so these designs are all from the Epson printables. Another bit of bakery brown paper from the breadstick bag or the baguette bag, and then some more bits of the Epson printables on that side. And I've left the conservateur de style because I thought nice to have a bit of French in the journal. Over here I've used a piece of Kiki K paper pad, and I've just done a bit of creative folding to make myself a little openable flip out. So I put a nice floral sticker on the inside. Hang on, I just better make sure you're back in shot. So it says enjoy the little things along the bottom, and then a nice little floral sticker. On this page, a little butterfly that's just attached in the middle, sticker, and then I've done some more decoupaging with a serviette or a napkin. On this page, I've got some fabric extending across in two places, I've got a little pocket just formed from some paper folded up, so it gives you a stronger edge if your paper's not that thick. That was just, again, another Epson printable that just on regular copy paper, just reflex paper. And then I stuck it down on on the very bottom side, and it gives you a nice little pocket. And then I've just got a piece of card, which I've again just done the rounded corners on because I think it gives it a really lovely effect, a little sticker. And now we're moving into a bit of a foodie part of the journal. So I got the cupcakes, another Epson printable. Got some more nice card, which I've just put in as a full piece of card, and it just sits nicely behind. Got some beautiful purple, I guess it looks a bit like it's sort of tie-dyed, or yeah, I've forgotten what that word is where you do the paper that way. And then I've got another serviette, some beautiful little serviettes. You put that on the front, and then I put some of the Epson printables on the back. I get a bit hungry looking at this piece of the journal. Hopefully it doesn't make my friend too starving when she's sitting there recovering. And then just a little day-by-day notebook, but I like that it's just got Sunday and notes. So hopefully she can just relax and pretend that every day is Sunday while she's recovering. Some more of the cupcakes. This was an old sticker I had, so I popped that on there. And then in here I've got a little belly band which actually runs from the fabric right across here and to the other side. And then I've got this piece of fabric which we saw before running across the bottom as well. And then I've used a doily just to make a little spot, so the recipe can come out and come down through the tuck spot, and then or the belly band, and then come down and be held by this at the bottom. Just got some little stickers. I'll just move it over so you can see all of it. And then I've got a piece of fold out paper. Again, these are Epson printables. Sound like I'm promoting them. I'm not affiliated with them. And I've just used the paper to attach that to the page. A nice little quote on a little card there. I've used part of a tea bag just to make a little tuck spot, so the bottom of that little slit of paper is attached to the page, and then the card perfectly fits in. I'd actually put the card on a little bit of embroidery floss and actually stuck it under this label, which is sitting on decoupaged serviette. And then I've got a nice Colour Me, stop for a moment, Colour Me postcard from Kiki K, which I've just trimmed down and then just rounded off the corners. And again, that's just in a nice little tuck spot there. Got some beautiful serviette or napkin decoupage behind it, and then using washi tape to make sure that it sort of stays up further and doesn't come down out of that pocket. Moving over here, I have got another dog. So this is Dante, who's my friend's dog, beautiful cavoodle. So that will bring her lots of pleasure when she sees Dante staring out at her. Got a little hedgehog sticker that was from the Japan shop, and continued that beautiful serviette over here. I've used the bottom of that Japanese bag stuck onto a piece of card because I just like all the different bits of it stuck down. I've done a little tabby cutout here, and then used various bits of washi tape on this side. So it could really go either way, but I'll chuck it in back like that. Another Epson printable, and I found this on the New York Public Library, their digital resource, and it has my friend's name, which is quite an unusual name, down in the description of the ballet. And so this is a ballet. Let me see if I can see what year it was. I can't remember what year it was, but it was a very old image and ballet, and a free public domain use image. And then I've used just a bit of the baguette bag just to reinforce down there, stuck on, and it gets a really nice tone when it's stuck down. In here I've got some photos. I've just put sticky notes over them because people don't want to see their photos shared online, but they're photos of my friend with various of our family and friends. And some more Epson printable paper, just really lovely designs. I'm really pleased with it. And then some more photos in here. And then this is one of my scanned in embroideries. So you can see it's got the wrinkles of the fact that it's not been ironed, but I just absolutely love that. It's got the beautiful design, and I've just stuck that onto some more of the copy paper, and it's actually come out really quite stiff once you get those two bits stuck together. So yeah, really nice, and a nice place if you did want to write or stick another photo there. So I've just got that as a little foldy bit. Another photo here, another little triangle pocket down here. So again, with those pockets I've made a little triangle, and then I've got a bottom layer and a top layer, and again just a little cardy writing spot, and a sticker, and more of the serviette and more of the washi tape. This, I can't remember what it came from. I know I cut it out from something. It would have had that around the middle of it. Can't for the life of me remember, but some lovely, lovely flowers there. And then on this page, I used a serviette or napkin to cover a card here. And then up here was actually the second layer of that napkin, which often we don't have a use for. I've seen some people stamping them or doing other things or cleaning their work surface with them. But this one had the lovely subtler print of the leaves on it. So I thought it was the perfect thing to also stick that down, and then you get that lovely contrast, but that repetition of the pattern. A little bookmark from a bookstore, and just a little cutout. I think those might be from Kmart or something as well. This is a fabric that I've cut around. So it's a Christmas fabric from the Kath Holden range. So I've used that in one of my other stitchery pieces, but it was just a little offcut of it. And I thought it's a lovely, lovely image. I adore it. Got another image over here. Enjoying Bright in Alpine Victoria, laying by the river after going for a swim, and so that's got my friend in it and various others as well. Over here I've created a little side pocket and a belly band that holds a scanned in little French postcardy carte postale, and then just put some beautiful coloured paper on the back, although this does have fabric in it as well. And so I've stuck down this bit of it, which then stops the postcard from falling out the bottom. Here I've got another foldy spot. I've used one of the cutter's punches on that. Got some butterfly washi tape, and then this was, I think, a postcard. I can't remember what it was promoting. But I've cut out and created, sort of a white area in the centre where the butterflies are, which could be written on as well, or just enjoyed. This is another of the Epson printables, really lovely. I think they're olive branches. Here, another place to open out. Another bit of fabric, this one from an IKEA fabric, again, that I've used in my stitching, so great to be using up some bits and pieces of scraps. I've used a piece of wrapping paper here to make a pocket, and so that's got a bit of card and a cute little bird. So this is a bit of a bird theme, as you saw here with that bird. And then these birds, a bit of that fabric, Japanese, quite strong, more stronger than a washi tape. And then I've used part of the border that was an offcut from the scrapbook paper that we saw earlier on over here, and the outside of a sticker, and then this I think just came off some other piece of paper. So again, just showing you can use anything. Then I've got a little card, can't remember where that card came from, and then I've just put some glittery washi tape on it. Some more washi tape down there, another cutout there, and again this is those serviettes with the fainter design and the original design. On the back I've got the wrapping paper, I've got the stronger tape, I've got the fabric that I just glued on with the Yoo-Hoo glue, and then I've got the decoupage here. And then we saw the back before. So that is the junk journal. I hope you enjoyed looking through it. Oh, and I should actually show you the top before I sign off. So there's 5 signatures in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And those were sewn in with the saddle stitch, so 4 places sewn into those. Let me find somewhere I I can show you. Where is one of the centres that, maybe if I look in here, that will help me find where there's a centre that we can actually see. So 1, nope, not 4, 3, sorry. 3 points sewn in. That would help if I remembered what it was. So 3 points sewn in with the saddle stitch. There you go. So that is the junk journal. I hope you enjoyed seeing that, and thank you for tuning in with my bumbling a long way of describing it. And I look forward to seeing all your creations as well. Leave me a comment, leave me a question. I love to hear from people. Otherwise it feels a bit like I'm broadcasting out into the unknown. And thank you to those who've subscribed to the channel so far. It's really lovely connecting with people. So I hope you are having a wonderful day or evening wherever you are, and take care and see you soon. Bye everyone.